All right, everybody, welcome to the Come On Podcast, where we're going to bring you some more truth in the trenches. We got my man Sawyer, and we got our friend with us. Sawyer, why don't you tell us who we got here?
We have Connor Batey here, all the way from...
Technically, I was born in Fort Worth, but from here.
Here.
So he's
on
here.
this couch.
Big time.
West Monroe.
He was born right here.
Right here.
Oh, boy. Hey, we're really good at this stuff. Thank y'all for joining us. Awesome. Serious note here. Change of scenery.
What's the biggest sin you've ever committed, Connor?
Ooh. River rule? No, this is a podcast.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Connor, why don't you just give us like a, 3 to 5 minute, who you are, where you come from, where you at.
Where I'm at? Okay. Yeah, I'm Connor Batey. I was born in Fort Worth, Texas. We lived out there till I was about 10 years old, and then we moved to West Monroe, Louisiana. And I've lived out here, I'm 31, so about 20 years. What am I doing right now? I'm currently gearing up to go to the field, hopefully in January for 3+ years to Northwest Wales, up in the Nathla Valley.
No, hold on.
Yeah, we don't know what that is.
Nathla.
Nathla. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's a big part of your journey is learning the language and how to speak. Is that right? Or?
Yeah, I don't know the language at all. I just know some greetings here and
Okay.
there. The areas that I've done ministry in Wales, Welsh language is there, and there are people that speak it fluently, but majority of people don't know it fluently, and you just see stuff on signs. But the area I'm about to go to is like 80-90% fluent Welsh speakers. In fact, a lot of those people are first language Welsh speakers.
Yeah. Wow. So you will you learn that while you're there? I guess obviously in trying to communicate, you'll learn some or.
Yeah, so our whole ministry is around the Welsh-speaking Welsh, and mostly we'll be kind of learning through like relationship-based. There will be classes, and there will be like a tutor, and there'll be other stuff like that. But majority of it, the learning is just going to be diving headfirst, go into a Welsh-speaking church. So it's going to be a while before I understand a sermon.
I was about to say, that's gonna be tough.
Yeah. Just serving those people, because in those areas it's, less than 1% Christian.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know the population off the top of your head, roughly?
So Wales loves the statistic. There's about 3 million people and about 11 million sheep.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Whoa.
Wow.
Yeah. So if you ever go to Wales and you see all the nice rolling hills and you see these little white dots, those are a bunch of sheep.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 11 million. Is that for real?
Yeah. That's the last one I looked at. It's probably more now, but
That's insane.
Oh yeah.
And then 1% of those speak English. Is that what you said? No, 1% of those are Christian.
Yeah, evangelical
okay.
Christians. Probably the whole of Wales is about less than 2%.
Okay.
So, if you went on Google right now and did a search of like, okay, how many Christians in Wales, it probably would pull about 40-ish%.
Okay.
But that's dealing with nominal Christians, because if you do another statistic, how many people go to church, it drops down to 7%.
Oh, yeah.
And when you're really talking about who is actually on fire for God, that's where we get that less than 2%.
Yeah.
Because, Wales does have a history of Christianity. There's cathedrals, there's a bunch of old Victorian churches there. So there's definitely like a history, and there's, this nominal, I'm a Christian. But when you really ask them deep questions about, do they believe in Jesus? Do they believe in this? No, I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So what is what is there another religion there other than that, or is it just?
You would find some Muslims in like the bigger cities. You'd find, other religions like that. People ask me all the time, are people atheists and agnostic? I'm like, yeah, there are people like that, but I think most people just don't care.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like you talk to them about Jesus, and this has been my experience where they're like, right, that works for you, that don't work for me.
Okay.
And it's a really hard ground to like get past that, because some people's idea of church is boring, church is judgmental.
Spiritually, they're just kind of numb.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
they don't understand why they need religion or need Jesus and so you have to really spend the time with them to show why they need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. What I guess to give a just a clearer picture before we go into some of these next questions would be your so obviously you're born and raised United States. Uh, at some point became a Christian, or maybe you've been a Christian your whole life. You now feel the call to go to the mission field. Um, I'm just kind of giving a little overview of that. So, but you're not just going to the mission field for like a week long mission trip. You're going for 3 years.
Yeah.
So that's a long time. So you're uprooting your life here, what you're comfortable with, the people you know, a language that you know, a culture that you know. Is there? I may be skipping ahead here, but is there like a just an overall fear of that in any kind of way?
I mean, sure, like I think it's not necessarily a fear, but just realizing kind of what you're sacrificing.
Yeah.
Because I'm leaving a church that I love, I'm leaving a community that I love, I'm leaving friends that I love, family that I love, to go to a place where, because in the area I'm going in Wales, I don't have relationships other than the team I'll be joining, and so
Right.
it's ground zero with relationship building. And so that is a bit, not necessarily worrisome, but you're like, oh wow, I'm gonna have to,
It's intimidating.
yeah, who's gonna be my friends
Yeah.
day in day out? Yeah, I'll be hanging with a team that's already there, and I've developed relationships with them. But who's as far as the Welsh people, who is gonna be my friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just daunting because I've done the 1 year before. It was really about 10 to 11 months that I did, but that at least had a end point.
Yeah.
This is like I'm gonna get there, and it's like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And that's a bit daunting.
Yeah. Well, a question I've always had for like, and this is just like missionaries in general. And so, but like, if I met somebody here in Louisiana and I was like, well, where are you from? Why, I was getting to know them and they said, well, I'm here. I raised so much money and I prepared for this amount of time to be able to come here from a different country to be able to, share the gospel. I'm here on mission. I would, and this might just be me, but like, I would feel like, well, why here? You know what I mean? And I understand, and we can, and I think the Bible Belt could use, all the, all the help we could get. Cause like you said earlier, they, historically, all Christian, there's churches everywhere, but there's not really a whole lot of real, Christians. But how does that has that ever been like an issue? Because I know you've been to Wales before and you've done mission work there, but has that ever been an issue with people saying like, well, I don't know, like feeling like they're a project or something, or feeling like, man, you're supposed to be talking to me, or you're supposed to be having this conversation with me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good question. Not necessarily in my experience, it's how you approach it.
Sure.
In my experience, if I went to Wales today and I used the word missionary, they would think I'm Jehovah's Witness or Mormon.
Okay.
And so that immediately makes them kind of go, get away from me.
Automatic walls.
Yeah, it's this idea, is this person just here to convert me? Is this
Gotcha.
person, do they actually care about me?
Yeah.
That's been my experience. But I haven't had a case where someone's just like, well, we're a Christian nation, why are you here? I think most people know the condition of their country.
Okay. Okay.
And they know that most people just don't care.
Yeah.
And so they understand that there is a need for people.
There's a mission field. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it does take relationship before you're ready to have that God conversation with people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's an entirely different, stance that you have to have day in, day out. You have to, you're not there, those people aren't your task. Like, that's not like a check mark you have to check off for the day. Like, you have to be genuine, or you get to be genuine, and it's part of what you're being called to, but you're not just out there like, oh, I got 2 more years left. Oh goodness, like let me make some Christians. No, like you're actually building relationships. And you were saying earlier, like that's an intimidating factor of it, but like, man, that's the whole point. You're there, and like that's a, you know, and your goal isn't necessarily to convert people, but to make people feel loved, just like Jesus did. You know, like he wasn't there just like, you know, if you're not Christian, I can't hang out with you, or you know, whatever. Like you're wasting my time if you're not interested in what I have to say. You're actually building relationships with people.
Oh, yeah.
So
And you kind of have to set your expectations on that the gospel moves at the speed of a relationship.
yeah, that's good.
Because, like, if you think you're going to be there for a week or two and then have, not saying there can't be a move of God like that, but you're going to have your first first couple weeks, you're going to end up probably disappointed.
Yeah,
Once again, not saying that that can't
sure.
happen. But it's also the deal of like, am I just getting someone converted, or am I making a disciple making disciple?
Wow.
Am I having someone replicate what I'm doing? Because it's great that we have a bunch of people in church, we have a bunch of people, but I want to see people doing the same exact thing I'm doing.
That's good.
I want them discipling other men, women discipling other women to grow the kingdom, not just in numbers, but in health.
Wow.
Yeah, because what's the point of if you went over there or any mission trip and we go there and we just, hey, we had 200 baptisms.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
not that that's not good.
Great,
But
yeah.
what exactly what you're saying is like, well, is that 200 people on fire? Or is that just 200 people that, you know, we baptize them and then left them alone?
Yep.
You know, that
Yep.
you've got to, there's a process to this, you know, you've got to be in godly community.
Yeah. And what are they doing now that we're gone?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So that's good. What was the moment or moments leading up to this, or that you felt, you know, how did you feel leading up to the moment of saying, okay, yeah, I'm going to go. This is what I'm supposed to do. God's calling me to do this.
Yeah, I think after my internship that I had in Caerphilly, which was the 10 to 11 months I spent in Wales, I think after I left, I knew long-term mission was something on my heart. I didn't know it was Wales again. So, like, you know, I talked to an organization that does stuff in Japan for a little bit and just didn't feel a call there. But once our church got linked up with another church in Wales, that kind of reignited that feeling of like, oh man, you know, it's been years that I've been involved with Wales. Why does it seem like it's always Wales? And I had a friend who is in mobilization for Greater Europe Mission, which is the organization I'm being sent by. And she's like, hey, you need to talk with our Wales team. And so it's been probably around 3 years that I've been connected with Greater Europe Mission, either through discerning the process or, you know, support raising. But like when I heard about the Wales team, that made me go, oh man, this might be what God's calling me to. It was 2 years of discernment because, you know, it was a very different team than what I'm used to with, you know, learning the Welsh language, being in a part that I'm not used to. But eventually I was like, no, this is where God's leading me.
Wow.
Yeah. Awesome. The next topic is support raising. So obviously that can be mentally exhausting, physically, I'm sure exhausting, just the meetings with people, different things that you have to do. I guess it's probably an obvious answer, but what kept your drive there?
I guess, yeah, definitely the call is the obvious answer. Yeah, support raising is tough. When you get your first, you get your budgets and you're like, I got to raise how many thousands of dollars? And you're like, you're looking at like, how am I going to pull this off? And sometimes I can become task oriented where I'm like, oh, this is all on me. I'm becoming self-reliant.
Yeah.
And I forget that this is God's plan, not mine. I keep thinking of this as a horizontal ask, not a vertical ask.
Yeah.
Because even if I meet somebody for coffee, yes, I'm asking them, but I'm really have asked God, show me the people that you want to support me, and lead me to them. Let me share my heart with them, and then Lord, lead that person if it is in your plan for them to support me.
Yeah.
And so when you, and it, some days are better than others. I'm not saying every
Yeah.
single day I know this, but it's all in God's timing.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't like that timing.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've learned that it doesn't matter how many meetings you have in a week. It's not how well you do in a presentation. It's honestly how God's moving in their heart. I'll tell you, there was one meeting I had where I literally had an allergic reaction as the meeting was about to start. The dude's about to walk in. Wow. And I'm like, well, it's too late for me to cancel this. Wow. So, I'm sneezing, coughing, blowing my nose while trying to present about whales. And I'm like, this dude ain't going to give to me. Like, he probably thinks I gave him COVID or something.
Yeah.
But no, that dude became one of my supporters.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it just shows that it's absolutely not by your strength. It's by his.
Yeah. That's really good. And we're reading through Acts on this pod, and part of what we've already read is, the church growing and how they were supporting each other during that time of growth early on in Acts. And man, people were selling everything, their houses, like giving away, like whatever they could do to support the mission. Like they were laying it down, and that just speaks volumes and into how important this is, how important what you're doing is. And so, I mean, it's really neat to see, like, because growing up, I never really saw, like, no, that's never really been a thing, that I've seen before, is like support a missionary. What does that mean? Like, what do you mean by that? And now I see, like, after hearing your story of like what it takes, you're literally going to be living there for 3 years. And so, I mean, that's no small feat. And for you to be called there and for you to say, yeah, if God is truly calling me here, he's going to open doors that need to be opened. Yeah. And obviously, that's what he's done, or that's what he's doing. And that's really neat to see, and it's neat to hear that he's opening those doors for you.
Yeah, and, it's the reason this has got to be a godly idea, not just a good idea. Yeah. Because you are, in a big way, selling your independence.
Yep.
You are completely dependent on God. You're completely dependent on the people supporting you. You're dependent on the call that he has on your life, and you're going through your house, and you come to realize how much stuff you actually have when you're moving to another country.
Yeah.
Because you're like, well, I can't bring this on the plane.
Yeah.
So, but there's like things you see, and you're like, at first you're like, no, I would never get rid of this.
Yeah.
And then God puts in your heart, no, you need to sell this.
Wow.
And then before you know, you're like, I don't have things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. So, you're going to have like an apartment, and are you going to be sharing an apartment, or how's that work?
As of right now, I think when I first get there, there'll be somebody who's on the team. Like he has a house that I think I'm going to stay at for a little bit until I'm able to find my own place. But I think right now it's just to have my own place.
Yeah.
So prayers for that, because I'll be living in a village, and it's not saying it's impossible to find housing, but it's, a little tough to find housing.
Yeah.
It's just a small area, and, it's not a lot.
Wow.
So there's not like, it's I guess the Sawyer dumbed down answer or question is like, there's no like apartments or hotels or whatever. Like, it's not like here.
There are, from what I understand, there's they may or may not list it on the web. I'm not over there, so I'm not 100% sure on the dynamics, but me just looking on the web and seeing what was available, there was like
not a lot of options.
Yeah, I think because we're wanting to live in Natsha Valley, which is just a series of little towns and villages that are all throughout the valley. But most of the big apartment buildings are in the bigger towns like
Gotcha,
Carnarvon
gotcha.
and Bangor. So if I was living there, it'd be a lot easier. But we want to focus in this valley because it's the majority Welsh speaking valley.
Yeah.
And it's better when you live close to those people to minister to those people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, that's cool. That's gonna be cool. I mean, it's not gonna be easy. I wouldn't think. Something new, meeting new people, like you said. You said that something about dependence. So, and I'm sitting here thinking, like, all right, so you get the call, and to a lot of people, it just sounds easy. Okay, well, yeah, I got the call, I raise some money, and I go. But you have a period of waiting, basically. You got the call, now you're raising your support money up until you actually leave. So I don't know how long that's been, but you could tell us maybe that just a time period of support raising and preparing from the time you got the call to go till when you think you said January, when you think you'll leave. And just kind of like what has that taught you about depending on God and on other people versus like, I got this, you don't have control over the situation. So
yeah, I think it's what you just said there is like you don't have control over this. And us as dudes, we like to have control.
yeah.
Yeah.
We don't like it when we don't have control of a situation. It makes us feel insecure sometimes.
That's right.
And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's been about a year that I've been support raising. I technically got commissioned back last November. So it's been a year since that. So, but I really started, hit the ground running back in last January. So yeah, there is a huge period of waiting. And as much as you're just ready to get on a flight tomorrow, you're having to be like, all right, God, I got some meetings. It's up to you, my man.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Wow. It's just a day by day. It's almost like we talked about Deuteronomy 24, I think. Just
Yeah.
every day getting your provision from God, and you just got to rely on Him every day. That's awesome.
Exodus. Was it Exodus 16?
No, it's Deuteronomy. Dude, read the Bible, bro.
I'm sorry.
Exodus talks about Solomon and that's Ecclesiastes.
That's the Egyptians. Or
Read your Bible and then I do that. See, that's what I
Holy-
got, bro. No, Exodus is about them,
Israelites.
the
manna.
Israelites, the
Manna
manna
from
raining.
Look at us, dude. We know our
we know our stuff.
We're going to Wales.
What was Deuteronomy then? Why are we? Then this is off subject.
I don't know. I don't
Crap.
know. You've let us down.
Yeah, they did that for 40 years, by the way.
They did.
Yeah. Wow.
Backpacked.
Yeah, backpacking.
I'm serious. Speaking of Wales,
Oh,
Wales is probably one of the prettiest. I've never been, so I'm just speaking off of like Google pictures, but like one of the prettiest places.
Oh, it's
Ever.
it's gorgeous. Sometimes you're there and you're like, how can anybody be an atheist living here?
Yeah. Wow.
yeah, because we know by creation.
Yeah.
Dude, beautiful.
Did you know? And I'm sure Jim's probably told you. There's an XCC there.
Dude.
100%. Yeah, he has
So-
told me about it.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna be over there.
We're
Maybe
gonna
we'll
come and see you.
We'll come visit.
You're gonna cook for us.
How long is the flight?
So I'll have to probably fly into Manchester, which is probably like 9.5 hours. So
And in Wales.
no, Manchester's in England.
Oh. Dude, I don't.
He has to ride a camel all the way from Manchester.
A sheep.
A sheep, yeah.
And we're all like off the rails.
That's
what do you eat mostly in Wales? I'm genuinely
sheep.
curious.
So are you asking about Welsh cuisine? Is that
I
a
guess.
more
Yeah.
refined question?
Yes. Yes. I'm sorry I asked it wrong.
What do you eat? Food, beans,
Pretzels.
meats, potato chips. So one of my favorite dishes in Wales is called cawl. It's a lamb stew made with carrots, potatoes, lamb, and this root vegetable called swede that I think is, and my team over there, correct me please. I think it's an actual native root vegetable to Wales. But that's one of my favorite. It's great with crusty bread or some crackers. It rains 2/3 out of the year in Wales, so having a nice stew is
Wow.
Prepare for that. Prepare
Yeah.
to bring water.
To be wet.
Yeah, you're just slightly damp all the time.
Yeah.
It's like Louisiana.
Yeah.
It's like here.
Yeah. Some of the food I'll tell y'all later.
Yeah.
Some of it I can't probably repeat on the podcast.
Yeah.
But bangers and mash, fish and chips, a roast dinner. That's British food.
Yeah.
Pasties, which is kind of like a Natchitoches meat pie, but it's like pastry.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see what else. There is. You know what Marmite is?
No.
Okay, so when you come to the UK, you're gonna have to try this. Jim will know what I'm talking about. So it looks like chocolate sauce. It is not chocolate sauce. It is a yeast extract.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
yeah, it comes in a little jar, and I believe the actual slogan for the company.
Isn't that like, I'm saying whoa, because like, isn't that like super, like a really strong taste?
Oh, it's like salt when expired or
Yeah.
something. Like
I'm thinking,
Wow.
yeah.
like it's they fill cracks in concrete with the stuff.
Grow chest hair.
I think the slogan for the company is like you'd like it or you don't.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because it's disgusting. Black pudding, which I personally like. That's blood sausage. It's a very acquired taste, but I personally like it.
Yeah.
A Welsh specific breakfast item is laver bread, which is not bread. It's kind of a fermented seaweed paste.
Wow.
Not a big fan, but some people like it.
Yeah.
Reason I ask is like, that's discipleship right there. It's like, I'm like cooking for people, and I don't know, just is it because down here or up here, wherever you're from, is like, that's what we do, and I mean,
Yeah.
is that sort of the same thing? Like, what is, kind of bouncing back into it, but like, what is building relationships like up there? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So they do have, in the parts that I have experience with, there's this idea of, right, come over to the house, we'll put on the kettle, and we'll have a cuppa and we'll have a chat. Like there's this sense of hospitality for, hey, let's talk about it, let's sit down and talk. They're also a very collective, more so than America, kind of society. So like your neighbors.
That's nice.
And yeah, and it's because the UK is so smushed in together. Like buildings are super close to each other. I mean, you can walk to grocery stores, you can walk to the bakery, you can walk to, and
That's awesome.
people know each other. People know who owns maybe the local Chinese or owns the local chippy. Not probably in every case, but in my experience, this is what I saw. I saw a very kind of close knit community.
That's cool.
I love that.
Man, that'd be really cool, actually.
I know.
To like walk into the store, like just a community.
Yeah,
aspect
everybody knows
of that,
everybody.
Yeah.
Yep. Wow.
That's awesome.
I'm jealous. I want to get. I'd love to go there one day and see it. I remember you talking to me about like all the castles that are there, dude. The history that's there in general, and that's really interesting. That there's what's the as far as Christianity is concerned, what's the dominant denomination?
I believe it'd probably be Anglican, Church of Wales would probably be the majority Christian you see. I'm sure that there's already, probably some other denominations. Because the church I served, we didn't necessarily have a denomination.
Gotcha.
And it was honestly a very unique scenario to what we have here in America. It was 4 leaders rather than being a pastor there.
Okay.
But yeah, Anglican would be what most people's experience with church would have been.
Okay.
Because, they've been there for a long time. I mean, you go into some of the cathedrals or just even the local town churches, and they've been there for 400 or 500 years. And, it just blows your way as an American because these buildings are older than our country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, man, the oldest thing in my town is 50 years old,
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but one of the things that broke my heart because I went to an Anglican service in Caerphilly, and you walk into this very beautiful church, and you come to the conclusion, you're like, man, this would have been the church that everybody went to back in the day. Like, this was the town church, and there's 40 people in this room.
Wow.
And a lot of these people are elderly. So what is the church going to look like in the next 10 years?
Exactly.
But there is some hope. We were starting to see what they're calling a quiet revival among young men, specifically like Gen Z area. They're just starting to show up to church.
That's awesome.
And I think they're seeking truth. So that's been very comforting to see.
Yeah.
I've got a question. Is there an opportunity, like if I wanted to come over to where you're at for, let's just say, a week or 10 days or something, is there opportunities for that? To come over and like serve with you somehow, or?
I'd have to talk with my team about that. I wouldn't really be the person to answer that question.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was the norm. Yeah. Just thought it'd be neat to be able to do something like that.
Yeah, coming and visiting, I don't think would there be a problem with. But as far as like serving within the capacity of what our ministry is, that'd be a conversation with my team leader.
Yeah. You have to be super Christian.
Yeah.
You have to know what Deuteronomy 24 is.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Man, just thinking about the whole thing, I'm kind of in awe. It's like, it's a lot to it. You're moving to a new place. It's not like you're just going and coming right back. Meeting new people. Man, I know, like, just going to, say, Alaska. I mean, I knew I was coming back in 10 days, and like,
get to sleep in my bed.
Yeah. And like, but going over there, you don't know anybody. Like, you're walking down the street, you don't know anybody. But as I'm thinking through this, it almost is kind of neat because at least for me, the way I am sometimes, like, I'm going to hold back because like embarrassment or pride, or something like that. But over there, it's like, hey, what do I have to lose? It's not like I'm going to lose a bunch of friends or anything. So it gives you a sense of like,
I'm here for this.
Takes you out of your comfort zone here, and lets you have that opportunity. So I think that's really cool.
There is a separate boldness that you have whenever you're on like a 5-day mission trip, or whenever you're on a church trip or something. You're eating at a restaurant or something. Share the gospel with the waitress. It just kind of awakens in you. Now, and I imagine it's probably, I don't want to say that's not the same case, but like it's different because you're literally going to be living there.
Yeah.
And so it's like you're building relationships. You're having to kind of, I don't know, ease your way into it. Not saying that you're not going to be bold or anything like that, but it's like, I don't know, it's just different. Main thing is like what he's saying, like it's a different feeling. It's a different thing altogether.
Yeah, I think, and short-term missions are great. I think they're great for encouraging future long-term missionaries. They're great for serving the current long-term mission that's going on. But when you're living over there, you experience something that most Americans don't experience, and that's being a foreigner.
Yeah.
Like, most of us have no concept of what that's like to be the outsider. Like, you might feel it a little bit if you visit London but like, or even on a mission trip. But like when you're living there, you're hanging out at someone's house, and you come to realize I'm the weird one.
Yeah.
And they do things that are weird that don't make sense in American context. In fact, I got a story for y'all at some point. You just, and that hits you hard.
Yeah.
You have to like learn how to, deal with that. Dealing with, man, I'm the odd one out here. But sometimes that's a superpower because, people hear your American accent and they're like, dude, what are you doing here?
totally opens up.
Oh, it opens
yeah.
up big doors,
That's
man.
cool.
Yeah.
So
That's really cool.
Wow. Yeah, I didn't even think of that. And I don't have that experience other than like I can relate to that kind of with going to Egypt, and they're talking, I don't know what they're saying,
Yeah.
and I like everybody's like looking at you like, what the heck are
White
they
guy.
doing here? Yeah. What is this guy doing here?
Yeah.
And you get that question because a lot of those people do speak English. But Egyptians they do speak English, but
yeah,
so that's the only way I can relate. I haven't ever done that long term, so I can see that. It's like, wow, you've got to realize that it's a long term
Yeah.
situation, and then
Yep.
just being able to mentally deal with that. Yeah, that's good. Do you get as a long term missionary? Do you get access to like counseling, or do you have to do counseling before you go, or is there any stuff like that?
Well, as far as like prepping for the field, I just went through 6 weeks of pre-field training over in North Carolina. I just got back last Saturday, and a lot of the first 4 weeks were on cross-cultural training. How do you deal with jumping into a new culture, and how do you deal with, being the outsider, seeing the weird stuff, seeing the things going like, man, God, you got to transform that. Like, how do
Yeah.
you, deal with all that? As far as counseling goes, my organization does have, and this is what part of my stuff that I'm fundraising for goes to is paying for people that are on staff that are trained in that kind of realm. So like if I need that kind of help, like if I'm really struggling, I have available resources to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But no, like the training I just went through was extremely good. It helped me kind of learn a lot about contextualization. Because a lot of times as Americans or just really people in general, they don't have to be an American, be anybody going into another country. We look at, something that's not what we would do in America and we just go, well, that's wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, is it wrong or is it different?
Yeah. Right.
Is this something that, God actually needs to transform, or is this just something that's a little annoying?
Yeah.
That's good.
One of the things in the UK that just used to gross me out, you're speaking about food, they put sweet corn on pizza.
Really?
That sounds amazing.
Dude, I remember walking to...
It's way better than pineapple.
I'll probably give you that. Pineapple is just no. Yeah. But I walked into one of the youth kids I was serving, their house. I saw him on the couch with a thing of pepperoni pizza and a tin of sweet corn and just dumped the sweet corn on top of pizza and then just ate it like that. And I was like,
whoa,
what are you doing?
I want to go back home.
But the training really helped me realize what actually needs to be trimmed about the culture, or what is just different.
Yeah.
So
That's awesome.
What is like, okay, you're in Wales. You wake up at whatever time in the morning.
Yeah.
What does your day look like? And just like what is being a missionary consist of?
like as far as me being over there in North Wales or just in general?
Just in general.
In general.
Like your day to day, like what is your mission?
I don't think it's any different from our mission here in America.
Okay. I like that answer.
The ministry in Monroe, West Monroe, is the same ministry in Penagros or Nantla or Carnarvon. Like, it's the same one. I wake up every morning. I'm a representative of Christ. And how do I be that to people?
Oh,
wow. Now, being on mission and having the job title as missionary,
yeah.
there is a little bit more conviction with that, even on your days off, because you're like, you don't really take a day off from sharing the gospel.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, I might be going into the local big town or something for a movie or for coffee or for dinner. But if I meet somebody there, God bless,
Yeah.
that's an opportunity there. Because maybe I get to meet that person again next Saturday.
Yeah. And how different should that be from what we're doing now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
This is a very good segue into something that's a good topic are you good?
Yeah.
With that? Okay. So that's exactly what I was going to say is we always think that you got to go off and be a missionary. There is a calling for that. Obviously, you've got it. But the people that are here that we're not called to go do that, we have a mission here
Yeah, what are we
every
doing?
single day. Like
Yep.
you said, there's no days off from it. If you're meeting somebody for breakfast, or you're at work, or heck, you can be at church. I mean, you're always supposed to be a representative of Christ, looking for somebody and being able to discern the spirit. Like, hey, I need to say something to this person. It doesn't mean you have to be like, hey, read that.
Yeah.
That just fell. Read that and shove the Bible down their throat.
right.
You're supposed to show them love.
That's
and
right.
And by our actions, Jesus said, by our actions, they'll know that we're his disciples.
Oh yeah, and even throwing the Bible at people, not physically, but
You hurt.
Just like that.
a very few have seen where that goes well.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I know I have the title of missionary, and how we view missions is going overseas or going to a different place, but we're called to be all nations, all tongues. That includes America, even if you are American.
Yeah.
And so, we all have our bad days that we don't feel like representing Christ today. Even as a missionary, even on the mission field, there's some times where you're like, man, I failed today. I did not do a good job. But that's
Probably a lot harder in that. You know what I mean? Like you have that those feelings are amplified there. But keep going. Sorry.
because you're trying to figure out the culture,
Yeah,
you're
right.
trying to share the gospel, but maybe people are not responding well to
Sure.
it, and you're just like, man, God, am I doing a good job? What's the point of this? But that's a reminder to realize that we're human,
Yeah.
and that we get to rediscover our identity in Christ.
That's good.
So, and there's nothing different other than I think the logistics of what I'm doing.
Yeah.
The call is still the same. Mine's just in Wales.
That's so
Yeah.
good. That's so good.
That's awesome.
Your mission's where your feet are.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. And I'm glad I was kind of baiting you. That was a baity. And but like your answer was like, man, I'm just gonna be in Wales doing what I'm doing right now, and like that is the correct answer, I mean, that's, and not like you're not varsity Christian because I'm not trying to shoot you
SEAL
down.
Team 6 Christian.
Yeah, that's right. You're like, from my perspective and from, there's a plethora of people that can look at you and be like, man, that is awesome. And I'm right there. That is amazing what you're doing. It takes a very special calling to do that. And I'm glad that God placed that calling in your life, because I feel like you're the perfect person for that. I'm kind of like, yeah, it's a no-brainer. Good job, God. But just because, and I'm not saying this to minimize what you're doing at all. I hope that doesn't sound like it, but like, just because you're called to Wales doesn't mean that you're like this, like, oh my goodness, he is really Christian, and I know you are, but I mean, man, we're called to do that here, just like we've been talking about. And it's like, and I love that was your answer, was like, man, I'm just doing my thing.
Yeah. I mean, here's the deal. Connor Batey sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, not going to lie.
Same
But,
here.
Who was Paul?
Right.
Who was Peter? Who
That's
was Matthew? Who was Simon the Zealot? Like, who are these people? They were not the most Christian
they
people.
weren't. Yeah.
Like, I mean, you look at Paul tortured people, harmed
people.
Christians. Yeah, like, Peter denied Christ 3 times, cut off a dude's ear. Like, Matthew was a tax collector, so he completely betrayed his people.
Left.
And so, by the world standards, no, I'm not qualified to do this.
That's right.
But I'm still called to do this.
That's right.
Like, and it's not by the world, it's by God.
That's good.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I was going to kind of piggyback off of that is, Jesus, his our commission is to go and, like you said, make disciples, become a disciple, be discipled, and then make other disciples. And that's exactly what you're doing. So that's your mission, that's your heart, and I mean it's very honorable, and I don't know, a bunch of big words, but dude, it's freaking cool.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Like, I mean, I want to sit here and like I'm jealous of you going. Like, I want to go do that. That's why I was asking you if I could come visit. You know, like but it's not. It's because I don't know that. I haven't done that. I wanna know more about that. And plus, when I go do the things, the short term things that I do, like when I come back, man, it opens up a whole new world. You know, like just the way you think about a missionary. You know, and so that's why, and that's what Sawyer was getting to is like, it's not obviously not diminishing what you're doing, just the same as it's not diminishing the guy that's down the road serving food, you know, here.
That's right.
We all have a mission, and none of us are called to sit on the sidelines. We're all called to get out and do some work.
That's good.
Yeah, 100%.
So proud of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Very.
Thank y'all.
Yeah. I don't have any more questions for him.
Yeah.
I could talk for a long time, but
Yeah. How can people support you?
yeah.
So yeah, I'm still in the sport raising phase. My ascending organization just gave me a deadline of December 15th in order to make the January launch date to get all funds in. For my monthly support, I need about another $570 a month. At 90% of my monthly support, so praise God.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's just been a movement of God to see how that's been growing and how quickly it's grown. My launch fund, which is all like kind of the one-time expenses like visas, you know, housing expenses, car. Pray for me, I have to drive on the left side of the road.
Didn't it stick too?
So potentially, I'll have to talk with my leader.
There you go.
Over there
That'll be
more
awesome.
about that. But I might have to do stick on the left side.
There you
so
go.
double prayers, please. But I still have about 26,000 to raise with that.
Yeah.
So, you know, end of the year gifts would be amazing, but also becoming a regular monthly supporter. Yeah.
Yeah. And look, we'll get, I'm sure, do you have a link? I didn't ask you that. Yeah, so we'll get a link and throw it in the bio or whatever, the description of this thing. I don't even know what I'm talking about.
Very good.
Good thing we got somebody doing that stuff. We'll have it in the description here and share that on our social media posts too. So maybe we can help you out at some of our our huge million followers will help support. But man, seriously, hopefully somebody will see this and be able to help out, because I know it's going towards a good cause. So
plug your social media so people can follow along with what you're doing.
Follow me at Connor Batey on Facebook.
Yeah, come on.
All
right, well, seriously, we appreciate you. Looking forward to hearing all the good stories over the years of this, and sending you off because you're going to get those funds. So believe that.
I appreciate you guys. Thank y'all.
Yeah, man.
All right. Thank y'all for joining us. Again, we're going to throw that link if you want to support Connor and his mission work. We appreciate y'all staying and listening in and giving us feedback. Appreciate those comments. And we love y'all and see y'all next week.
Love y'all.